Hi, welcome to Reddit Tea Time. I feel so dirty. I feel so grossed out and betrayed, and I keep hoping that all of this is a nightmare. I threw out any containers of food I had just because this got me so paranoid. I feel so violated and I don't know who to tell. My girlfriend, now ex, was a very chill and laid-back person, even in arguments. Well, we were talking about how the submarine goers don't really deserve sympathy, apart from the 19-year-old, rest in peace. Her take was that a life is a life. My take was that there was more and more information coming out about the trip that any sane person would go, "Oh, this is dangerous." Anyway, I thought it was lighthearted because of how she always spoke calmly and even laughed at some points, until she just ended it with, "You know what? Don't talk to me." I tried to tell her it doesn't matter. She kept going, yeah, and basically telling me to shut up. So here I am feeling like crap. I wake up in the middle of the night and she's not in our bed. Whatever. I don't control her, right? And I heard the door to the bathroom open, so I figured she just went to the toilet. I feel gross detailing this out, but I could hear her pee hitting the bowl. But she didn't flush. She opened the door again and I heard her walking away. So I was worried and went to check. And this is where my whole life becomes hell. I see her in the living room with one of the food containers that had some leftovers. Next to her was a glass of, you guessed it, I could distinguish by the horrid yellow color and smell. Of course, I saw her pour it in, and I immediately screamed at her, demanding to know what she thinks she's doing. She had those deer caught in the headlights look and flinched, causing her pee to stain the table and her hand. I kept screaming at her, and she started crying, saying she's sorry over and over. I told her I demand an explanation or she's free to call her mom and leave this instant. Apparently, the reason she's always so calm and happy the morning after arguments where she gets mad is because she does this. She drinks a whole lot of water, and in the night when I sleep, she goes and pours it in food. Apparently, this started with simply pouring it on my belongings. I was disgusted. I screamed at her some more and don't even feel guilty that she cried. I told her to get out of my house or I'm calling the police. She tried to beg but eventually left. I sent her a message to get someone to get her stuff that were over and I blocked her. I don't even know what to say. I feel violated, disgusted. The fact she knew what she was doing, watched me eat it and never felt guilty, and I just can't. Edit. Thank you all. The love and support I've received from your comments is something that truly helped calm me down. I cannot reply to all of them right now, but to answer some commonly asked questions, yes, I will still go to the police. I don't know how much they'll believe me, but I'm filing a report against her. I've told my best friend Michael about the whole thing and my parents. They're on my side. I still haven't heard from my other mutuals regarding this. That worries me. I'll go to the doctor and have a checkup to make sure it didn't do any internal damage. Now for some comments. This feels like a sick joke, but if this is real, this is actually horrifying. Went so far out of her way to do something absolutely disgusting and potentially dangerous to someone she supposedly cares about. Imagine if this were to go on or even escalate. I'm glad you caught her, but I can't even imagine. I'm so sorry, OP. What a giant ass. OP replied, how do I even explain this to my mutuals? How do I just go, oh, we broke up because she pissed in my food whenever she got mad at me, and I only found out recently, so it probably worked. I don't even know if they'll believe me or call me crazy. I hate this. I'm so sorry to ask this because I'm having a hard time wrapping my mind around what I just read. But so the next day when you would eat food, would she just cook herself something else? Or did you ever notice she was eating less than you or what? OP replied, to answer, yes. I didn't really think anything of it because she'd say she's feeling nauseous and can't handle a heavy meal today. She's the one who felt nauseous. Jesus. Don't throw out the food. It has her pee in it. Turn it into the police as proof that she's been doing this. If you don't report her or have proof of this, she could easily spin this into a story where you're lying about this and abused her, and people will be way more inclined to believe that than to believe that she peed in your food. You're pretty blessed to get out of this relationship before she actually hurt you in your sleep, LOL. This has to be some serious psychopathic tendencies. No normal person would enjoy knowing someone is unknowingly eating food that's been contaminated with their urine. And she stays calm and doesn't even really communicate that she's upset to attempt to make things better. She just seeks silent revenge by putting urine in your food? I really want to know what a psychologist would say about this behavior. This is assault in the first or second degree because it's premeditated and because it's with use of a biohazard, a bodily fluid. Bit of very relevant back history. We first met 6 years ago in my then job, and we were just colleagues then. I split up with my ex 4 years ago roughly, and we started seeing each other casually 3 years ago until she asked me if we could give it a go as a serious relationship just over 2 years ago. A lot has happened in the past 2 years. She had a preventive double mastectomy due to having the breast cancer gene. We both sold our respective houses, moved in together, got pregnant, and I proposed 6 months ago. She's been telling me in the past few months she's so in love with me, can't wait to start our family, and even wants more kids with me. We only plan to have the one, but because she's so happy, we were even saying she was thinking about having another kid straight after our first is born, so we could start our family before she has a hysterectomy due to the gene. So she went on maternity last week, and we have 2 weeks to go before our child is born. My phone died a few days ago, so I asked her if I could use one of her old ones until my new one came. She said of course and told me which one and said it should be empty really. Important thing to note here is that she actually has 2 of the same make but different models, so by mistake, I grabbed the wrong one and logged in and said, "Oh, I thought it was blank." She said without thinking she must be baby-brained, so I should do what I want and delete anything I don't need. After a short while, I start going through the phone and see she has conversations with her bestie in there, and the last dates were just before we committed to each other. Basically, she was talking to her and literally weighing all her options about having kids before it's too late, and she was going over her backups, and I saw their chat about me. Basically, the consensus was I was the shortest and oldest of her guys she was seeing, but I had the best prospects, most stable job, best personality, most common interests, funny, good in bed, and good looking even if I'm not her usual type. So she said she was going to give it a go and her friend encouraged her. Then I guess we started dating. The messages stopped when she was starting to go through her mastectomies and got a new phone. I just went like, "WTF, babe," out loud, and she initially was clueless but realized what phone I had. She was mortified and she was spiraling, trying to explain herself but not making much sense. I literally told her to shut up, grabbed my stuff, and walked out. I've booked into a bed and breakfast and have been staying here for a couple of days. She's been messaging me, sending video messages literally begging me to come home, crying so we can talk. I can't face it. I feel so humiliated and used. I've gone from the happiest I've been in years to feeling like my last couple of years is a bit of a lie. I keep going through the messages on one hand and thinking of the way she's been in the last few months on the other, telling me how much she's in love with me, how happy she is, she wouldn't change the past couple of years, and how much she's looking forward to starting a family with me, saying things like she has an actual crush on me, even just sends me texts with a love heart on. I literally don't know what to do. Do I go back and talk, or wait it out until she has the baby and then go back and discuss it then? I'm a literal mess, Reddit. Edited to add an update. You're right, I shouldn't just walk out and leave her while she's so vulnerable. I'm going to go home at least and be with her until the baby is here, and then we'll see what happens there. Can't say I know long term how I feel and what will happen, or that I'm that happy, but we'll tackle that when it comes. Now for some comments. My guy, did you read what you actually wrote? She thinks you have the best personality, funny, good in bed, good looking even though you're not her normal type. And that was before you made an actual commitment. Now 2 years on, she's so in love with you, incredibly happy, and can't wait to have kids with you, to the point she's planning your second before your first is even here. And you're angry because she thought through her options before making a commitment to you? She compared you to other people she was also dating at the time? She talked to the people she trusts before making a huge decision? She hasn't done anything wrong, and you're letting your insecurity blind you. You're interpreting this as a humiliation because she brought up things you feel insecure about, when what actually happened was that she chose you for all the great qualities she always knew you had. You have a great relationship by your own account with someone who loves you, and a new baby on the way. Why are you even thinking about throwing all of that away? My husband asked me out because he thought I would be a great supportive wife, and didn't fall for me until after we were dating. When I found out, I was upset. It really doesn't matter. I love him. He loves me. I don't have any doubts about our relationship. I understand that you would be embarrassed or upset, but how you started out doesn't invalidate your current relationship. People watch too many movies or something. She rated you on all your compatibilities, including how much she likes you. You won on the important ones and you're mad? Including best in bed? That's literally one of the best foundations for a long and happy marriage. So you were gauged and vetted by a friend before she asked you on that first date instead of a whirlwind romance. I get that this revelation is upsetting, but you should calm yourself a little and talk to her about her current feelings. The way she initially decided to start dating you, the way your relationship developed, and the way she feels now are all different. From the way you describe how happy she was before you discovered this, and the romantic texts, I mean, you may not have started as a romantic pick, but it sounds like you are now. You're letting your hurt cloud your thoughts here. Compose yourself and have a heart-to-heart with her. A lot of time has passed since those old texts. I'm 29 male and my wife is 28 female. I don't know what to do or think. After so much struggle through our 20s, going through college, building a foundation, going through multiple jobs we despised and finding the one we wanted to pursue, working through the death of her parents and my father, I thought I was the luckiest man ever. She also provided a shoulder, empathy, and grace when I needed it most. Today she received results from her PAP that said she's HPV positive. She sat me down and admitted to cheating on me several times through the course of 9 months with someone who is a mutual friend. She said right after my father's passing, our relationship had strained and she was lonely because I was gone all the time, dealing with the legalities of it all. One part of me is so angry and wants to break it off. I was there for her when her parents died and helped her with hospice care. I was there to work 2 jobs to ensure we had a roof over our heads. I was there to get her and us the apartment of our dreams. Another part of me isn't mad at all, isn't surprised, and just wants to move on and continue to build a life and to make it work. What happens now? Edit. For those who have commented or are curious, there's no test for HPV for men. It's something that either shows via symptoms or lays dormant until then. Now for some comments. 9 months is a long time to be lied to. A mutual friend at that. End it. Making it work sounds like years of suffering before she does it again and blames you again. Take this opportunity to restart your life. She's not worth it. You're young. You can focus on your health and your professional life. She's dragging you down. Tell her thanks for showing you what type of person she is and send her packing. You're too young to stay, man. She cheated on you because you were busy helping your family through tragedy after you helped her, and it's with a mutual friend. Burying your head in the sand and hoping all this goes away is the worst possible route you can take. Leave her and find someone who loves you because she sure as hell doesn't.
What do you think? Please let me know in the comments below. If you liked this story and you've made it this far, please consider subscribing. I really appreciate you spending your valuable time with me. Hopefully, I'll see you in the next Reddit story. In the meantime, please take care of yourself. Bye for now.